Hello guys, how we doing? Welcome back to the Free Hammers. It's Luke here. Just watched that. Nearly fell asleep during it, to be honest with you. Was watching the motor racing before. Obviously that was full of drama, but that game wasn't, was it? That was, it's just such a dross and just keeps highlighting the little things that we're missing. Obviously we started with Masuaku in at left back. No Cresswell still. The team, Ben Rama and Bowen was starting. Antonio up top. Rice and Souček in there. We started slowly. They had the first chance of the game. We enjoyed a lot of possession, and we had a lot of set pieces. But every set piece seemed to keep hitting Pope, who had just an excellent game. We know how good a goalie he is. He's very hard to beat. He's very hard to lob. And then he was just throwing bodies in front of the ball. It was very much a team fighting for their lives. And I can't discredit that. I've sat here and said about when Klopp, and managers of the bigger teams have sat there and said it about us before, that we've sat and defended and played the percentage football, and we've come out and won those games. So I can't sit there and criticise Burnley. You've got to sit and think the quality. There was that final pass was just consistently off this afternoon. In the first half, there was a few chances. Like I say, maybe could have had a penalty. Probably wasn't a penalty. It was looked at. Ben Rama had a couple of shots from range, didn't really test, and then Rice had a few. There was a lot from range. There wasn't really any real moments where it was like that was unlucky. Like one at the end with Bowen. Bowen had one at the end. Souček obviously blasted one over right at the end as well. Antonio, every time he was in possession, kept losing the ball. Lacked real quality, and he's lacked real quality for a long time. And listen, I'm probably going to get some stick from this because he seems to be, one of those players that, as a West Ham fan, you're not allowed to slag off Antonio because of the impacts that he's had recently and the goals that he has scored and what he's been involved. But he hasn't done nothing for West Ham for a little while now. About 4 or 5 games now. He's just not been there. Doesn't look fit. Doesn't look like he can run. When he gets the ball, he doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know what to do in the box. Becoming an increasingly frustrating player to watch at the moment, 100%. And I'm not scapegoating him. There's always one that people get on Ben Rama, people get on this one. He just didn't play well today. And then on the flip side of that, I will say that Masuaku played well. He did. At the end of the day, we kept a clean sheet. No goals. Nothing was his fault. He was just trying to attack down the left-hand side as much as he could. He put in a couple of good crosses as well. Dawson and Diop not really troubled throughout the game. Looked really strong. And again, clean sheet builds confidence for them if I'm looking at positives in the game. Soufal was okay. Bowen working hard. But again, there was just that lack of fluidity in the passing. We didn't know what to do. Rice was trying his, man of the match, absolutely worked his socks off, was trying to burst into the box on many occasions, nearly scored an absolute wonder goal as well, just one touch too many. I thought Ben Rama was brilliant today as well. I wouldn't have took him off personally when he did for Vlasic. I would have been tempted to take Antonio off and played Vlasic up top by himself and see whether that could do anything. Lanzini played well. Tried, very good in possession. One of the rare players that was good in possession today. Let's say as a defensive show, very, very good from West Ham. I hoped when Nick Pope actually hurt his face in the first half, I was hoping that he was going to go off, and then he did have a little bit of a grimace on his face towards the middle end of the second half, where I thought if he goes off, we might have a chance because he was just so dominant every time, and the cross was just always a little bit too far or a little bit too high. It's just very frustrating today, very frustrating. A missed opportunity as well. If we would have won today, we would have gone on to 30 points going into that Arsenal game, which is a massive, massive game now. I believe they're level on point. No, Man United went level on points, didn't they? But Arsenal are going to be really close, and it becomes a game, we've got to go and win that game on Wednesday now, and it's going to be tough. We haven't got a good record at the Emirates. I know we were the first to win now. And obviously we won there with a Payet year, but we haven't got the best of records there. And they're in okay form. They played really, really well the weekend. But yeah, we'll go into that in the preview. We desperately need a striker and someone who can score some goals. And again, this is not on the season, guys. Remember, I do this game by game. Because before, I used to look at it and start getting frustrated through seasons. But listen, as a West Ham fan, you cannot sit and say I'm disappointed with the season. At the end of the day, we're still sitting fourth today. But if we want to finish there, or we want to really be in with the challenge until the end of the season, we desperately have to buy a striker. Jesse Lingard may come in, may score some goals for us, fantastic, but got to add a striker in there as well. And we can't say there's not names out there. Divock Origi would be fantastic for us. Anthony Martial's also made it very clear he wants to leave Manchester United. If it's not them, and that's just names I'm picking out, there's other names out there. There's not. David Moyes cannot sit there and say there is not one. I love David Moyes. I trust him, whatever he's done. But on this striker thing, it is becoming increasingly frustrating. He's been there nearly 2 years now, Moyes. I think it is 2 years now. Come on, what have you done? Like, why is this striker not being identified? You're telling me in 2 years of scouting players and watching strikers, there's not one that you think, boom, we'll go get him. I'll say I think those two defenders can do well for the until we can bring someone in. Tarkowski was good today. Watched him, made a point of watching him a bit more, see what he's like. He's a body on the line defender, very much like Ginge sort of character. Very, very strong in the air, and you can see why Moyes would want him. But yeah, we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, on to 28 points. Like I say, still in fourth. Respect the point, and it's the classic line of you respect any point, especially in the Premier League and especially from away from home. But to not score is frustrating. I think if it was 1-1, I might have been a little bit more okay. We scored a goal and it's a draw. I still would have been a little bit disappointed, but I believe they've only kept 2 clean sheets this season, and that's where that frustration lies, and not having that absolute killer of a striker. Like I say, I'll probably get lambasted in this video for laying into Antonio, but it needs to be done. For 5-6 games now, he's not really done anything. He's not linking play. He's not scoring goals, and it doesn't look right. It doesn't look right. But yeah, that's my opinion, guys. That's my opinion. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll be back in the week for the Arsenal preview and the Arsenal review. Loads of games coming thick and fast over this Christmas period. Really, really good for the channel. We did it 3,600 the other, I believe it was yesterday. Thank you for that. So 400 away from 4K now. Hopefully we can hit that very, very soon, which would be a fantastic achievement. Yeah, until next time, guys, come on, you irons. Keep believing. Listen, it's not all doom and gloom. It's just very, very frustrating when a result like that happens after a Liverpool match and after a Chelsea match. Pulling out such good results like that, you want us to go on a bit of a run. But yeah, we just keep getting stifled a little bit in that run. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Come on, you irons. Let's go.